Effectively parenting children with a history of loss and/or trauma requires services and supports beyond what traditional families might need. In this presentation, we will discuss the importance of services and supports, and how to go about identifying services and supports that your family is connected with or has access to within your community. We recognize that each family's need for services and development of a support network will be unique, but we want to ensure you that you have the tools and resources necessary to build that unique network. Going through this presentation will provide you with the basic tools and information necessary to develop a strong support system for yourself and the child you are caring for. All children need adult advocates who are committed to working to ensure that their needs are met. Often, children who have experienced separation, loss, and trauma are especially vulnerable to having decisions made for them with inadequate information or without consideration of the child's views. For a child that you foster or adopt, it is especially important that you're willing to take the steps to ensure that the child's voice and opinions are heard and considered when decisions are made about their lives. As an advocate, you will speak with many systems about what the child you are caring for needs. It'll be important that you advocate for the child's needs in the various systems with which the child is involved, such as schools, social services, and the healthcare system. You should find out as much as you can regarding the child and his or her needs from the child's caseworker, records, and family members, so that you can effectively advocate for the services the child needs. It's important to protect the child's privacy, but also to provide the needed information to systems working with the child. For example, the school will need to know some information about the child so that they can provide the educational support best suited to meeting the child's needs. Let's take a look at some important strategies that will help you be a good advocate. Focus on and highlight the child's strengths so that others are aware of them. Have a solution in mind based on what you know about the child. Understand and address the issue from the opposing point of view. This helps you anticipate and diffuse the potential no. Learn to talk less and listen more. Often the solution is already at hand. As you listen, be open to the good suggestions of others. If you disagree, others may be more open to your ideas if they feel you have also considered their ideas. Assume the best intentions of the other person. Most service providers want to help. They just may not know or understand the child's complete situation, and that is where you can help. It'll be essential to be a good note-taker so that you can document the key takeaways from the meeting and the agreed-upon plan. If this is not your area of strength, consider bringing along someone to fill that role for you. Stay involved and in communication with the systems that are involved with the child's life. Be empowered to use your voice for the child until the child's needs are heard. Make sure that you stay focused in the best interest of the child as you advocate. Depending on the child's age, you can talk to him or her and find out what they want and need. If a caseworker is involved, maintain good communication about the child's needs. Recognize that you have valuable information and expertise because you know the child better than most of the providers. You and your family will need services and supports to help ensure good outcomes for you and the child you are fostering or adopting. This section will help you to identify the services and supports you may need, so you can start planning to connect with these services in your local area. In the resource section of this theme, there is a handout called Identifying Services and Support EcoMap. An EcoMap shows the supports and services that your family is connected to, such as school, church, support group, etc. Because it is important for families who are wanting to foster or adopt to already be connected to services and supports, we encourage all families to take a few minutes to print out the EcoMap and complete it. Once completed, the EcoMap will help to show how many and what types of services that your family is already connected to, as well as gaps where you may need to make more connections. When completing the EcoMap, put your family's name in the circle in the center, and then add services your family is already connected to in the surrounding circles. Once completed, take a few minutes to identify areas in which you might need to make new connections, based on the need and age of the children that might be placed in your home. The next couple of slides will help you think about some of the services you may need to connect with once a child is placed in your home. Think about what additional services and supports might be needed if a teen moves into your home who has a history of substance abuse. What services do you think you might need to be connected with? Examples of services and supports for this situation include a mental health professional who has experience in substance abuse issues, a support group that specializes in recovery for the child, a support group that helps you learn how to help the child with refraining from the use of substances. Think about what additional services and supports might be needed if a 4-year-old child moves into your home, but you notice right away that the child seems much younger than 4. What services do you think you might need to be connected with? Examples of services and supports for this situation include a child psychologist or developmental pediatrician who can do an assessment of the child, the school system as you look into services they may offer for preschool children with special needs, enrichment activities that could help the child develop age-appropriate skills. Think about what additional services and supports might be needed if an older teen moves into your home and states that he has plans to move out on his own as soon as he turns 18. What services do you think you might need to be connected with? Examples of services and supports for this situation include independent living skills classes or services that are offered in your area that help children learn skills that are critical to transitioning to the adult world, a life coach who can help the teen think through options, a therapist who can work with the teen to explore fears of separation. The supports and services needed will likely be different depending on the needs and age of the child. As a result, it's important that you take time to learn some of the local resources for children and families that exist in your area. In the resource section, there is a handout titled Supports Contact List. The handout lists some of the supports and services that you may need to reach out to as you foster or adopt. We encourage families to complete this contact list so that when the need arises, you already have some services and supports that you can reach out to for assistance. You want to keep updating the support list as your family grows and develops, and as you grow in your understanding of what the child you are fostering or adopting and your family need to thrive. Now to wrap up this presentation, here are a few things we hope you take away. Effectively parenting children with a history of loss and/or trauma requires services and supports beyond what traditional families might need. In order to access all the supports and services needed, parents who are or will be fostering or adopting need to know how to advocate for the child. The foster and/or adoptive parent will likely need to reach out to different services as the developmental needs of the child change. This work often carries far into the child's adulthood. Effective services and supports are both formal and informal. Parents who are or will be fostering or adopting will find greater success when they are informed about and prepared to access services and supports that are available to them. It's critical that as you go through this journey, you continue to enhance your knowledge and skills. We encourage you to take advantage of resources that are available for this right time theme. For example, there's a handout that includes links to find parent support groups in your local area. You can find this resource and others on the NTDC website or in CapLearn.